Hi guys, for today's Pick a Crystal, we're going to be talking about what current karmic lessons, debt you may be going through, experiencing right now in your life. Feel free to fast forward past me talking. If you feel like this crystal resonates with you, you can fast forward, click the link below to Crystal 1. If you feel like this crystal resonates with you, feel free to fast forward by clicking the link below to Crystal 2. Okay, so karma, karmic lessons, karmic debt. So, there's this thing called Saturn Return or Saturn's Return, something like that. And it usually comes around, I think, between the ages of 27, 29. I think it changes for people. I don't think it's the same. I don't think it's black and white for everyone, to be honest with you. But this just means that Saturn comes back around to exactly where it was located when you were born in the sky. So it's like you're going to feel that energy. And when I say that energy, I mean, usually the energy of Saturn is karma, which is lessons to be learned in life. Usually it's a coming of age. That's usually why it's between the ages of 27 through 29. It's usually why, when you think back to when your parents are telling you stories, it's like, at least for me, I feel like looking back, they always said like, yeah, but then around my late 20s, early 30s is when life changes. And it's like, little do they know, it's definitely because of Saturn's return. It's like life just changes around that time frame for you, because you're kind of meant to grow up in some kind of way. So, I think back to where I was during this time frame, and I think back to right before Saturn's return, and I'm pretty positive, depending on the degree of where Saturn's located before it actually officially goes back to exactly where it's located, where you were born, you can begin to feel that energy coming in. Because sometimes I trip out because I'm like, where was Saturn, or like what was going on with me back in when I first had my, I don't know what you would call it, my first spiritual awakening, because it came out of nowhere. My local community, my family, friends, are not into stuff like this. I think on some spectrum, everyone on some type of level spiritual, but it's like, to what level? It's like, okay, maybe this person believes in God, this person believes they have an angel with them, this person believes in the afterlife, but like this may be a little bit much. So, spirituality, this type of spirituality, or just like mantras or positive quotes, or higher self or other realms, it's like that did not exist growing up for me, with friends, family, coworkers, not at all. It was like non-existent. So I always remembered my first spiritual awakening, because it really made me believe in something higher than myself. Despite always being somewhat religious, believing in God and all that stuff, it just really did something to me that I always remember just feeling my best self, like thinking, what was that? Like, what did I go through back then? Like, what were those dreams about? And like, I always kept those journals, and I just remember always thinking and feeling so good about myself and life, and just like positivity. And, now that I'm more into this stuff, and now that I'm, realizing that I'm psychic and I can channel, it's like, it's on a whole other level. It's like, whoa, it's like what I experienced back then times 1,000. So it makes me think, what happened back then? Like, obviously I already know for sure it was part of my soul contract, it was part of my timeline, but where were the planets aligned? Was that Saturn's return? Because I always botch up the year, the date, and that's because I'm lazy. I'm too lazy to go find the journal where it was, what was the year, how old was I? And that is actually part of one of my karmic lessons. I'm meant to to beat in this life is the laziness, you know? And this is why I'm talking about myself right now, because I want people to truly understand what karma is and what it's all about. So I have a tendency to talk about these things like, oh yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And I always end up doing what it is I say I'm going to do. No doubt, I always do. But it's like those things take priority. It's like the things that are important to me in my mind, how I rationalize it, is what I'm actually going to do that day or take care of first. The other things I lose focus in, because that is my karmic lesson in this life, is to focus, because of where my Mars placement is, which is about action, how I move around in this world, how I actually act upon the things I want to do or say I'm going to do, which is in Gemini. Now, Gemini for action is, the twins. So basically it works something like this. It's like, in Geminis, they're constantly the people who are very smart. They love a good mind fuck, not mind games, a good mind fuck, a good stimulating conversation, because they're so smart and they're so inquisitive, and they just love learning new things. But how it works is when your Mars is in Gemini, it goes something like this. It's like, oh, I have an idea. But wait, I have an idea. But hold up. Don't forget to write down that other idea that you just spoke about, because I just thought of a new fucking idea. But hold up. You did do that other thing that you said you were going to do today, right? You wrote it down somewhere, because you know us, we tend to forget these things because we're always thinking of these ideas. So, and where it's located is in my 8th house placement, which is I think normally Taurus. And now Taurus is no disrespect to my Tauruses who may be listening to this, but you know exactly where I'm going with this, right? I mean, if I were to hire somebody as a hard worker, definitely Tauruses are hard workers, no doubt in my mind. But when it comes to being home, you guys are homebodies. Like, you guys are lazy as fuck. When you're comfy, you're comfy. When you're feeling good, you're feeling good. So it's like with Geminis, there's so many thoughts constantly. It's like in overdrive, thought after thought after thought. It's hard to actually focus, because it's like we forget the things we just thought about because it's constantly on overdrive. Our mind is constantly multitasking, constantly overthinking. It's like we can't just sit still. Most people would take this as having a medical condition, but it's just Mars in Gemini, unfortunately. And then, sometimes we have more difficulty carrying things out because we get so unfocused, because we get distracted so easily because of the new idea we just thought of, especially if it's more interesting than the last idea we just thought of. And because of where it's located in my chart, being so close to Taurus, it's kind of like, oh, I'm kind of comfy in bed now, so we'll act on that tomorrow. So it's really, really even more harder for me. It was already tough as fuck, having Mars and Gemini to begin with. But having it so close to Taurus, it's like you're going to feel that energy of Taurus. So one of my karmic lessons in this life is to focus, like legitimately focus. So, when you look at your natal chart, you can really figure out where the karmic lessons are in your life. For the most part, you really can. Saturn is ruled by Capricorn, or Capricorn's ruled by, Saturn. It's just like, so like I said, Mars, I have in my Gemini placement, right? Or Gemini and Mars, whatever. So usually that's ideally ruled by Aries, okay? So when you have a specific zodiac sign in the planet itself it's already ruled by, it's like you feel that energy even more so, like magnified. So I just so happen to have my Capricorn placement in my I keep saying it wrong. I'm sorry. Saturn and Capricorn, whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. So it's like there's so much karma times. I live a very karmic life. I mean, we all have karmic lessons in this life, but some live a very karmic life where it's like you're gonna feel that you're gonna feel that shit if you don't do the right thing. You know, there's definitely some people out there who know, like, listen, I better just tell the truth because it's gonna bite me in the ass if it doesn't. Like, you know, like there are people out there like that, and I'm definitely one of those. I live a very karmic life. So my Saturn placement is in Capricorn. And what that means is, you know, it's all about the strict dad, being responsible, structure, doing what it is that's best. And if you do what's best, it really works out for you in the end because, you know, that's the strict dad, right? Well, dad is always looking out for you. And it's like we kind of realize that as we get older, we begin to realize, like, fuck, like, dad wasn't such a bad person. Like, he was kind of an ass, but he's a good ass. So I have this thing where, you know, Capricorns, earth energy, you know, Tauruses, Virgos, Capricorns, they like to take their time with things. They like to let things grow. So it's like, for me, I have this karmic lesson where I really have to put in time and energy to make my money. Okay, and now that may seem very straightforward. I mean, a lot of people have to do that, right? But sometimes there's people that have to work harder than others in this life. I think we can agree to that, because some people really do have things just easily handed over to them, and it's true, they do. But there's a reason behind that. You know, you don't know what type of past life they had. They could have had it really, really bad. And it's like in this life, they really are just being just gifted, you know, like here's a gift of relaxing because you've earned it. So it's kind of like learning the value of a dollar when you have Capricorn and Saturn. And it sucks. I mean, it sucks because it's like you really have to really, like, truly, with an open heart, learn those lessons that you're meant to learn. Like, I think one of my lessons is, you know, like, don't blame my parents for whatever issues I may have in my life. You know, whatever things I may do that's self-sabotaging behavior, you know, I definitely make jokes on YouTube about them. And it's like, okay, low-key, it was a dig. You know, it's like, okay, mommy, daddy issues for sure. I mean, I joke about it, and it's obviously coming from a place of healing, hurting, anger, sadness, but also like low-key, like healing. Like, I laugh things off because it's kind of funny, these things. When I look at it from an outside perspective, I'm like, oh man, that was so fucked up growing up that they did this, or like, this is what happened and nobody believed me, or like, you know. And it's like, one of my lessons is understanding that it's not their fault. Like, nothing is their fault. And you know, a part of me is like, but I was just a child. Like, what do you mean it's not their fault? Yes, it's their fault, you know, but it's like, no, 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 no. You're an adult now. You can choose what things are serving you, these personality traits, and what is not. So you're already self-aware of these self-sabotaging behaviors. So it's like, you can't keep blaming mommy and daddy secretly. Like, you really, even if I'm in private in my own apartment, I need to learn and heal and truly forgive my parents on a deeper level, that it wasn't their fault. And it's like, I'm definitely almost there. I'm always going to make jokes though, just because that's what these videos are about, right? Healing and going through the process, and like, you know, and I like that part of, you know, cursing and talking shit, you know, because it's like, man, you kind of fucked me up, you know, but it's like, you know, they didn't mean it. Like, you think your parents want to intentionally fuck you up. Like, so I'm always going to make those jokes, even when like I get to that point where it's like, I truly, truly forgive them. And I'm almost there. Like, I really, really do feel that way. But I know, and I feel it so deeply within my soul that it's like, I have to forgive them in order to achieve true happiness, to achieve peace. And I feel like that sounds so straightforward, right? Like, to achieve true peace, you have to forgive. But it's like, we say that, like, so many of us say that in society, but we don't actually mean what we say. We don't actually act on it. We don't do it. I could have this conversation with someone who isn't spiritual, and they'd be like, yeah, yep, yeah, you got to let it go. You got to let it go. You got to let it go. And it's like, yeah, okay. But it's like, you know, that person hasn't let go of jack shit. You know, it's like, and they don't even realize it. They literally don't realize it because they're not self-aware. So yeah, that's another thing. What else? Karmic lessons. Pluto. I have my Pluto placement in Scorpio, which is its planet. I think it changed. I don't even, honestly, I'm not even going to pretend like I understand, but I think that changed or something like that. I still feel, I mean, you know, everyone's going to have different opinions or whatever, but I still feel that Scorpio is definitely ruled by Pluto, but I would have to do my research, so definitely don't quote me on that. But anyway, when you look into that in regards to what it means to have your Pluto placement in Scorpio, it's like you're always going to be looked at as this lying ass bitch. And it's so funny because I look back at my whole life and it's always like little boy blue, like literally ever since I was a child. And it's done something to me on a psychological level where I have this thing where I seem to over explain myself all the time, which just adds on to the look of being a liar, which is funny because it's like, if you know you're not lying, why do you feel the need to keep it going? Like, why do you don't need to explain yourself. You already know what it is. But it's like, I've been doing this since I was a fucking child. Like, this is what I'm used to doing. And now, since I'm more aware, I'm just like, okay, like, I can say my piece, because that's also another karmic lesson of mine, is to start speaking up in the moment instead of letting it boil up, keeping everything inside that I know to be true, because then I just end up exploding. It's like, you know, this Scorpio energy where it's like, it's everything's kind of a secret, because with Pluto, it's the underworld, it's the occult, it's the mysticism, it's secrets, it's sex, it's you know, it's like you can just feel that person's energy when they walk into a room. And it's funny because, like, I've always been that person that's like never been jealous. Like, yeah, when I know, because I've only had boyfriend, dick cheating asshole boyfriends. So it's like, once I found out that they were like never in love with me, they were still in love with some ex, then yeah, the jealousy card definitely came out. But in general, like, I've never been a jealous person. Like, even when I feel so ugly, or when I really, really felt ugly as a child growing up, it's like, there wasn't ever any jealousy. It's just, I don't know why. Maybe it's that Aries energy, because it's weird, because even when I wasn't confident, I still wasn't jealous. And it's a really hard concept to, I think, pick up on or understand. But I don't know. Jealousy for me, I feel like it's like that old soul in me just doesn't, I just don't see the point. Why would I ever be jealous of anybody else? Even the most beautiful girl in the world, like, I look up to that, and that's because of my other placements, that I really love beautiful things aesthetically. But it's like, I would never be jealous of that. I would be I'm that girl that's complimenting and actually meaning it. So, you know, I've always had that energy of where it's like, you either love me or you hate me. It's one or the other. There's no in between with me, and that's because the Scorpio. I usually have that energy where people do notice me, and I have picked up on this before, and I kind of just ignore it because it's like I've never, I don't know, it's just something I've accepted but never really, I don't know. I think it's that down to earth part of me, although I definitely have that Aries energy where it's like, well, I am an Aries. Hello, that's an Aries for you. People notice us. I definitely have both of that going on. But, you know, then I got that Scorpio thing going on with karma where unfortunately, you know, I said sex, where it's like people are, you know, it's like that kind of magnetic appeal about me where people are sexually attracted to me. And unfortunately, it's just like I attract these partners that are not available. They're like not available mentally, physically, like for a relationship, an actual relationship. So it's like I have karma there. Because part of me and my destiny is to, you know, I mean, we're all looking for love, right? But part of my North Node is to be with my soulmate. So it's like I've always been this person just looking for true love, but yet always attracting these people who are distracted. They're just so fucking distracted. They're distracted by other people. They're still not over other people. And just like wasting my time. And time is the most expensive currency. It really fucking is. And that's why most people are annoyed when a relationship ends, because it's annoying. It's like, you just wasted my fucking time. That's all you did. So when you break down your zodiac sign and in what house it is, so when you break down the sign and the planet that it's in and in the house it's in, so for example, okay, so again, going back to Scorpio, you know, talking about the karma, it's in my, what is it, my first house, and it's in my, it's in Pluto, and it's Scorpio, okay? So you could try to figure out your karma by reading up on, I mean, honestly, you could just YouTube it, really, the first house, Scorpio in Pluto, to try to figure it out and what resonates with you and what are the things you feel from that. Yeah, what else? I mean, there's so much more to go into it. But those are things from your natal chart, right? Just to name a few. But then there are these things from your past lives that are coming into this life, which you can definitely, which is esoteric, which you will find in your blueprint, which is what I just went over, your natal chart. You know, everything I just went over definitely has to do with my past lives, for sure. I don't doubt it. But I think there's other things as well that may go a little deeper, that you may, I don't want to say that you can't find in your natal chart. It's not that you can't find it, the karma. It's just that you may not understand it, like what type of life you lived in the past and why, you know, quote unquote, you're paying for it now. Because I really do think, not to get religious, because, you know, life is about feeling good. It's not about karma, paying the price. You know, I know I'm saying that, but it's like, if you do something wrong, it's like, well, you kind of can't get away with that, right? So it's like, how can you fix that without, you know, it gets a little tricky. How can you fix that Yeah, everybody's just got a different like soul contract. So it's like, I don't want to get too political because then it's going to be annoying. So let's not go there. What I'm trying to say is that there's certain things that we feel in this life that are very familiar to us, very common, kind of like deja vu, because we've done something very similar in past lives, which are known as repetitive cycles. And it's like you're meant to break those repetitive cycles, or you can look at it as a curse. You're meant to break a curse. And when you break a curse, you're then healing whatever chakra that was in tune with. So like in this life, you know, I'm healing my throat chakra. And it's funny because most people think I've always been outspoken. And it's like, no, just because I called you out on your bullshit doesn't mean like I'm an outspoken individual. You know, like a lot of people get it confused, they get it twisted. And that's fine. But it's like, no, I actually keep a lot to myself, a lot of things that I know to be true, which kind of is how I come off as this secretive ass person. It's like those high priestess vibes, you know, what's behind the veil? And it's like, well, what's behind the veil is your truth. I know your truth, and I'm just not speaking up about it because I don't want to make you feel bad, you know? And it's like, even if I speak up about it, you're just going to deny it because that's the story of my life, which has always made me feel like my intuition has been off, because anytime I call people out on their shit, they're just always lying. So, you know, which has in turn made me stay quiet a majority of my life about the things that I feel like are true. It makes me keep a distance between people because I feel like I have to protect myself, because I can feel something's wrong, something's up. So I'm meant to break that cycle because I'm meant to speak up in the moment, because I have a tendency to keep it all in because I'm already assuming these people are going to lie because of all my experiences. They usually do. And because I break this cycle of being insecure, you know, I then radiate my own confidence, and therefore I step into my own power in this life. And this is because of past lives where I've been pretty much a prisoner, and I'm supposed to embark on freedom. It doesn't mean like single life, single ladies, no. It just means feeling good on my own, not feeling like I need other people's validation, other people's opinions, because I already know what to be true. I know it to be true because I can channel, because I'm psychic. I know it to be true because I'm confident in my intuition, and I could separate ego from intuition. It can get tricky sometimes, but I'm aware of that because I'm open-minded. So sometimes you can have these connections with people where they're kind of like unexplainable, and you're just like, what the fuck was that? And, you know, you could walk away learning so much. And these are usually called karmic ties. And you've learned a lesson from them, karmic lessons. Usually there's past lives related to that. You may also see that as well. So like, I know I'm always bitching about like my phone or YouTube or something. Like I made a video yesterday and I couldn't upload it until the day after. And it's like, I'm not even good at technology. So again, it goes back to Little Boy Blue, where probably most people wouldn't believe me when I say, I really tried my hardest to upload the video and it would not upload until 24 hours later. And it's like, if you look at my natal chart, I really do have karma within technology. I have karma with technology, not with just like with the things I bitch about, but also with people too. And like the people that watch me, it's like there's karma there. It's annoying, but it's like it's out of my control. There's so much you can learn from this, and I really suggest it because it doesn't go away until you learn what it is you're meant to learn. And it sucks, but it's like, don't you kind of want to end that energy of where it's like, what do you want from me? You know, like what's that one movie? Scary Movie or Scream? What are you waiting for? It's like, okay, well, how do you end that energy? You end that energy by acting on the things you're picking up on that you feel like you're supposed to do. You don't want to do it, and that's why you don't, or it takes a while. But that's why it's like your dad, your strict dad, sticks around, you know? It's annoying. It's a very annoying fucking planet, and I you know, I can't help but so many times say, what did I do to deserve this? What did I do to But then it's like, okay, well, put up or shut up. Like, it's not gonna help my situation. So it's like, just go with it, go with the flow. Don't go upstream, right? And that's the thing. That's where law of attraction comes from too, where I'm just like, I highly suggest manifestation. I highly suggest law of attraction. I do believe in it. It brings you in this higher frequency. Therefore, you are attracting abundance. You are attracting better things into your life. However, there are specific things that all have a timeline that you can figure out in your natal chart. And if you can't figure it out, you can go to an astrologer. And if you want it ever channeled, you can go to me. I could do that for you. But yeah, so I think my rant's done. Yeah. Okay. So let's start pulling cards. What karma is pile 1 currently dealing with that has to do with another life? What is the lesson? What is the current karmic lesson? Actually, let's do this so I know. Hi, pile 1. Okay. What is the current? I feel like this one wants to come out. What is the current karmic lesson that pile 1 is going through from another life? What is the current karmic lesson that pile 1 is going through right now? What is the current karmic lesson in pile 1's life that they're going through right now? I feel like this one wants to come out. I'll try one more time. Oh. I'm going to say making a decision based off intuition, but I prefer my channeling. Ooh. Oh. Oh. 7 of Cups. Why is the 7 of Cups here? Ow, where the fuck did that headache just come from? Biblical. Oh, shit. Bye, bye. Ooh. Okay. Karma and reincarnation, transcending your past, transforming your future. We'll read that after. Okay. So pile 1, I got The current karmic lesson you're going through due to a past life. 7 of Cups, which is clarified by satellite, support, attraction, companionship, biblical. Okay. 2 of Swords in reverse, clarified by water, page, Columba, message of peace, hope, optimism, baby. Then we got 20. We got judgment. 7 of fire, Hydra, perseverance, stamina, survival. 4, water, Canis Venetia, partnership, collaboration, shared vision, in reverse. Food and hunger. Okay, so I'm going to put these straight forward just so we have a visual. And then I'm going to put this here. Okay. So I'm going to close my eyes and start channeling, see what I see, and then we'll read the book too. All right, pile 1. What is the current karmic lesson that you're going through? I'm seeing that crescent moon, definitely someone below the crescent moon in the dark, but somebody's sleeping on the crescent moon. I feel like it's a child sleeping on the crescent moon. I feel like it was a woman standing in the dark. I can't help but feel like it's like a motherly vibe with a son. I'm seeing a pacifier. A lot of light. A lot of happiness. Something about the boy, the baby boy, not taking the happiness, but like watching, healing and watching something that makes them happy and getting like hooked. But it's like, it's in secret because they're like behind this big ass sunflower. Commitment ring. I feel like I'm seeing a witch. A witch on a broom going towards the moon. Does that rhyme? I feel like that rhymed. Ooh, Saturn. Okay. Okay. So a witch going around the moon, but there's Saturn in front of the moon. So to get to truth, you have to deal with a karmic lesson. Okay. I'm definitely seeing a rainbow. The divine. There's a bridge, that's from spirit to soul, soul to spirit, which would be the witch for mysticism, magic, which is what it is, a magical experience, a spiritual awakening, which is why there's so much light. What is this? It looks like an otter, a sea otter. No, not a sea otter. I don't know what animal that is. Hanging on to it, hanging on to, what are you hanging on to? What are you hanging on to? You're hanging on to something. I can't make this out. Okay, I see the book. Somebody reading a book. Your holding on to what? What is... Wait. I feel like I saw a calculator. A toothbrush. What are you holding on to? Filing. Committing. This is like a future. This is... There's knowledge here. There's commitment here. There's a cleanup here. Happiness. You're hanging on to this. How is that hanging on? How is that hanging on? A crystal ball, stars. The crystal ball is purple, like the iPhone emoji. Future telling. Palm reading. A horse. A horse in the center. Wait. A bull. Inside. Hold on one second. I'm gonna open my eyes. What are you holding on to? What are you holding on to? Where's the crystal? Intuition. Hope. Optimism. Message. Okay. Okay. Baby. Water. A message. Holding on. Message. Wait, where did I just see message? Oh, page. I was saying message. Message. The divine. So Saturn's involved with this. Okay, so this is intuition. And it's in reverse. So it's like your intuition's on point. Your intuition's on point about holding on to what you know to be true about your future. There's a skeleton. And there's the divine helping you. Where's the crescent moon? Oh, there it is. So you were the baby on the moon, and there was a woman underneath. There was like a nurturing energy. So it's like you're new to this, you're new to okay, so there's a spiritual awakening going on, which is the moon, the witch going around the moon, and there was Saturn. So, your karmic lesson. Oh, got it. I'm sorry. Sometimes it takes a while. Okay, so the divine is currently helping you with this because one of your karmic lessons is spiritual enlightenment. And it's like it's either you intuitively already know this and you're right, because Two of Swords is in reverse. Because when it's straightforward, this is like when you need to trust your intuition, but it came in reverse. So it's like you either already do or you're about to, something like that. But it's like the divine is helping you bridge like you to your soul, your to your own light, because there's so much light, to purity. And you see the skull, death, rebirth. So it's like, and this is one of your karmic lessons in this life. And it's either you see your future because of this intuition you have, or it's like this is the reward you have by going through your spiritual awakening, which is part of one of your karmic lessons, is happiness. I see happiness. It was all the things I said I saw. Yeah, optimism, hope. Yeah, so a spiritual awakening is one of your karmic lessons in this life, which is interesting because it's like not everyone in this life is going to have a spiritual awakening. They're just not. It's not part of their soul contract. But yet the peak for every human being, like the true goal of every single person, whether they're aware of it or not, is to be the best version of their self. And that would be through meditation, through spiritual awakening. Because then you're on your path to your soul's, the light to your soul. I'm wording it wrong. And this is something you've never done before. So you're a new soul when it comes to this. That's not to say that you're not an old soul. You're definitely an old soul, for sure, for sure. But this is like, you've never done this before. So it's kind of like all new to you, all foreign. I think that's why you were hiding. But it's like your soul resonates with spirituality and it makes your soul happy. Because if you were to look at your natal chart, you would find this. You would find this karmic lesson. Okay. What about this? What is this about? What is a karmic lesson Pile 1 is currently going through at this time? Looks like a window with some type of curtain, and we can see through the curtain. So it's like there's a cliff. Somebody's sitting on the cliff. Backing up. It looks like a ram. The cliff turns into a hand and grabs the ram. And there's tons of, what are these things? Wands? Kind of like barriers. So it's like, and then it turns into, the ram turns into somebody with like It keeps going back and forth. It's like you with a partner, but before you're with a partner, you're in like a science lab coat and like a chemical, I don't know what you call those, lab experiment thing. Like you have to wear protection. Like if you're a chemist, you'd have to wear that thing over your head. Radioactive, that's what I'm thinking of, not a chemist. Radioactive thing. So it's like, it's this ram that couldn't take the leap, and this big ass hand, so it's the karmic, it's Saturn trying to get you to do it, and you tried like backing up, but it's like then these wands created this fake like barrier, so it's like you couldn't escape. Again, that's Saturn, it's a force. And then you realize you couldn't escape, so you put on this thing over you, your body and your head, to protect you. And then I see you ultimately happy with somebody. Okay, wait, I'm gonna open my eyes for a second. So 7 of Cups, so it's like indecisive energy. Oh, this is supposed to be the ram in the vision. Support, attraction, companionship, support. Oh, there's, oh yeah. Okay, that's right. You, okay, so, oh, okay, so you may be being told that when, okay, so you may not be picking, no, this is definitely current energy. So these are things that you're probably picking up on, and it's like Spirit's just confirming this to be true, that there's a reward for going through your karmic lessons. Oh, this was the thing, biblical, protection, work, the tools, support, attraction, companionship. Okay, so this is the end result. Okay, so I'm seeing a pattern here. Sorry, work with me. So this was the reward. This is the current energy. And this is because of a past life. So didn't have the tools. You have the tools now. Baby. It's something you've never done before in your past lives. Biblical. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry, I'm not making this clear. So when specific cards come up, sometimes this, you know, I take it at face value. This should go for anyone who's channeling. It's like if Spirit is trying to say something to me and I don't have the right card for them to say what's going on, it's like sometimes you just got to go by the imagery. So, you know, Spirit spoke to me through my visions. So I wasn't seeing anything really too biblical. Daydreaming. Daydreaming energy going on. What do I do? What do I do? Yes, no, yes, no. Current energy. Reward. Protection. Something over your head. The tools. Karmic lessons are hard. So it's hard for you what you're currently experiencing about this indecisive energy. It's because you've never not only have you never done it before, but you've never had the tools to do it on your own. So the current lesson right now is whatever this daydreaming energy where you feel like your intuition's on point is, but you may be having difficulty accepting it because you're new to trusting your intuition. You may have been all, you never had the tools for this. You may have been all mind in your past lives. You know what I mean? So in order to have intuition, like, I mean, we all have intuition, but some of us are more in touch with our intuition than others, right? And then some of us, our ego filters our intuition. So it's like what we think is going on isn't really going on. It's because our ego has a mind of its own. So it's like you may in past lives have been that person where it's like monkey see, monkey do. You know what I mean? Like, no, that can't be true because I'm seeing this with my eyes. You know, but there's so much more than what we see, right? There's so much beyond. A true balanced person is somebody who thinks with their mind and feels with their heart, and they're able to balance the two. You're having trouble trusting your intuition, which is coming through as on point because you're new to trusting this, because you may have always been that person who's thought methodically, logically, you know? I hope that makes sense. Support, attraction, companionship. Wolves. Nomadic, like a nomad. You know, like nomads. It's about survival. They know what to do to go get the food. They know what to do to keep warm. They know what to do to stay alive. Like that may have been like, you may have just been a very just straightforward thinker and nothing beyond that, like nothing deeper. So it's like this may be, you know, Seven of Cups is kind of daydreaming, having to make choices, being in touch with your intuition. Like for me, this wouldn't be a karmic lesson. This would be like, okay, well, no, I did go through that actually. It's hard to, okay, so you may have been someone who has only believed in the things with facts and proof. There we go. Yeah, I already said that, so great. Sorry. Okay. What karmic lesson are you going through? Judgment call. Food and hunger. Now, these two came in reverse. Partnership, collaboration, shared vision. Excuse me. Perseverance, stamina, survival. Oh, shit. Didn't I just say that? Survival. Okay, but it's in reverse. A judgment call. Okay. What karmic lesson are you currently going through? Has to do with a past life. I feel like I'm seeing clouds. I'm seeing an open window that leads to another window. That window is really bright, like the view. So the two windows connect, but they're kind of misaligned. They're not lined up. Somebody put something out the window. Like there's a person trying to give something. I feel like they're trying to give eggs or something. Like Food? They're giving a basket of something. We're zooming into what it is they're giving. It's like two things. What are these two things? They're definitely turning into something. I don't know what it is. What is that? She looks like Malnificent? I think that's it. One of them. I don't know what the other thing is. She's like touching a pretty princess. Is this like Jasmine? I could feel the difference of these energies. And then there's something in the corner watching all this happen. So this evil Malnificent. Oh, I'm sorry. For those who don't know, that's hold on. Snow. Oh, I feel like. Wait. No, I don't know. It's either Sleeping Beauty's. Shit. Let's just say Snow White's evil stepmom. I definitely got it wrong. Anyway, she looks like this. Okay, maybe it's not Malnificent, but she looks like Snow White's evil stepmother. This is what it looks like. And she looks like she's like trying to touch Princess Jasmine. And it's like this evil ass energy is radiating off her hand. And it's like somebody's watching this in the corner. Oh. Oh, okay. Okay. I think I see what's going on. Cutting ties, cutting cords. Okay. But the energy is still going through. There's a keyhole that turns into an arrow pointing straight up. I think it's pointing to a doorknob. Yeah, it's like but the door opens really quick and closes. Oh, it's you behind the door. But there's something like dark about this. It's like, oh God, Kylo, gross. So like the room is dark that you're in. So, okay, so it was you watching these two, an evil stepmom and a princess. And I feel like I'm watching you contemplate on your bed, scrolling. Oh gosh. What? Oh, but this is related to a past life. In this life, but connected from a past life. What are you doing? I feel like there's this alarm clock by you. What am I seeing? Hold on one second. What am I? Two hats. It's like you wear two hats. The switch, the switch. It's the mom. The mom knows how to pull the switch to you. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna open my eyes. Oh boy. Okay. Pile one. Pile one. Okay. So you're currently having trouble making a judgment call in your life. Perseverance, stamina, survival. So I feel like partnership, collaboration, shared vision. This is so interesting because I truly feel like this is what I was seeing in regards to the evil stepmom and Princess Jasmine. And I feel like this is what I was seeing in regards to flipping a switch. Food and hunger. I'm going to say you scrolling in your bed late at night. Something like that. An alarm clock. Oh boy. Hydra. Perseverance. Stamina. Survival. But somebody was watching in the corner. I really don't want to say what I think is going on. So, the past life. Okay. What I'm picking up on in regards to whatever this is about you having difficulty making a judgment call. It's like this judgment call needs to be made. This is what I'm picking up on. It's like you feel a certain kind of way, but there's somebody in your life who kind of controls you. I hate to say it. There's somebody in your life who was you know, controlling in another life, who may have nourished you in some ways, but yet still kind of had control over your thoughts and decisions. Yeah, that's what I'm getting for you, pile one. It's like, yeah, survival, food, and hunger. So I'm not taking that at face value, but what I am taking is that this person's coming through as the evil stepmom. Okay, So that doesn't mean that they're evil, doesn't mean that they're a stepmom, but, you know, when I'm seeing somebody flipping a switch with you, it means they have control over you in some kind of way. This could mean that their opinion you hold to a point where it's like you may not even think for yourself. I think the evil part may be coming through not because they're evil, but because they may not be thinking about how you feel, right? There's a judgment call to be made. They're coming through as evil for a reason. I don't think it means they're evil. I just think it means, you know, I think there's a reason they were wearing this thing around their head, which is exactly what the evil stepmother of Snow White wears. So I almost feel like this person in your life kind of thinks like one way, you know, only hears specific things. Yeah. Okay, so let's read this page and then I'll read the cards. Karmic Truth. It determines the families we are born into, our relationships, our careers, and our health. It shapes our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual temperaments, as well as the challenges we must meet. If, for instance, we were born with a problem in our throat in a past life, we may have misused our throat, perhaps through speech that was harmful, misleading, or inaccurate. Maybe we stifled another's freedom of expression, and we now have to experience how that feels. If we have deliberately or indirectly caused someone's death in a past life, karmic law may now require us to give birth to that person or lend them extraordinary support. Mark Prophet once gave this interesting example. Say a woman becomes hypocritical of her daughter-in-law. She becomes so obsessed about her that all she can talk about is how terrible this girl is. The woman, in effect, has a split. The honest part of her knows that what she is saying about her daughter-in-law has no foundation, in fact, but the ego is obsessed with purveying this falsehood. Mark said that in the woman's next lifetime, this split could manifest as schizophrenia. This, of course, does not mean the schizophrenia always has the same cause. Not at all. Because of the complexity of our past choices, no two people's karmic portrait is exactly the same. Edgar Cayce's readings are a fascinating study in the precision of returning karma. One of the readings traced a young man's anemic condition to a lifetime in Peru, where he had seized power. Much blood was shed. The reading said, hence enema in the present. A man with digestive problems had been a glutton centuries ago as an escort to King Louis, and was therefore now forced to eat a restricted diet. Cayce once advised a deaf person who had spent a past life as a nobleman during the French Revolution, do not close your ears again to those who plead for aid. In another reading, a pretty but overweight young woman was told she had been a beautiful athlete in Roman times. She learned that in that incarnation, she had ridiculed those who were less agile than she because they were heavy. A movie producer who limped as a result of developing polio as a teenager was told that when he was a Roman soldier, he had jeered at those who were afraid. The reading said the breaking of the body this time was an experience necessary for the awakening of the inner self and the development of spiritual forces. In one reading, Cayce articulated the bottom line, what you condemn in another, that you become in yourself. Just because we are born with a karmic condition, it does not mean that we cannot be healed of it. Sometimes the karma at the core of an illness is simply due to mistreatment of our bodies, but by not taking care of the precious instrument God gave us for our spiritual evolution. We can reap the karma of neglect. If the condition is caught in time and we learn the lesson, we may recover. When our burdens have deeper causes, it may take more time and effort to balance the karma. Each case is different. We may have to bear our burden for a time so that our soul can learn a particular lesson. When we have expiated that underlying karma, we can then be liberated from the condition. A major spiritual key to healing is not to seek healing merely for the sake of physical healing, but to seek healing for the sake of wholeness, body, mind, and soul. Okay, so the Hydra is a near indomitable foe from Greek mythology. This immense serpent had hopelessly poisonous breath and blood so virulent, its smell alone meant certain death. The creature's most notable feature was its many vicious heads, which would double each time one was lost. This vile enemy represents the presence of overwhelming odds and incredibly destructive forces. At the end of Hydra's story, the hero Hercules managed to overcome the beast, proving that even the most daunting task can be overcome with strength and perseverance. In a reading, this card is about persevering against incredible odds. It's all about surviving, not necessarily about winning, and certainly not about conquering. If one manages to be standing at the end of the battle, they have succeeded. Reverse, this card symbolizes poisonous circumstances, powerful enemies, and a seemingly endless battle. Here, the focus is more on the effects the battle will have on a person and how these circumstances may test the limits of one's resilience. Wait, did I pronounce that right? Resilience? I think so. Okay, so 4 of water. Partnership, collaboration, shared vision. Canis Venacci depicts the 2 hounds of Buddhists, the herdsmen Astroin and Shara, as they pursue Ursa Major, the great bear, across the night sky. The pair presents the ultimate team, full of infinite potential for everything they can do together. Reverse, this card indicates that there may be a breach of trust between partners. This may be caused by laziness or apathy on one side of a partnership, or a lack of synchronicity in how 2 people perceive an end goal. Allowing a rift to grow between parties can poison an endeavor. So open communication about any potential issues should be vocalized and adjustments made when it makes sense. Canis Venacci encourages this open communication between partners. This card can also reference a symbolic or emotional partnership. This can include sharing a moment of solidarity, empathy, or understanding. It can also reference pledges of progress, symbolic first steps toward a shared goal, or a brainstorm where both parties can contribute ideas to a potential project. Reverse, this card indicates that there may be a breach of trust between partners. So it's interesting because I said I felt like I saw you, pile 1, seeing 2 people not even talk, but it was like the person, you know, it was kind of like a negative energy and a positive energy. And it's like you were kind of watching this in the corner. And now they're kind of saying that there's been a breach of trust. So maybe you've spoken about somebody in your life to somebody else. And it's like, I feel like this person who holds this negative energy is the one who kind of controls your thoughts. So it's like it kind of blinds you from seeing the other person as to who they really are, because this person who holds this negative energy does not like this other person. But yet the other person was coming through as like Princess Jasmine. Reverse, this card indicates that there may be a breach of trust between partners. This may be caused by laziness or apathy on one side of a partnership, or a lack of synchronicity. Maybe lack of apathy. I wasn't picking up on laziness. There really were no words. Nobody was speaking. So I almost feel like this is in your mind about this judgment call. Somebody in your life who's been in your past life who kind of controls you, maybe unbeknownst to you, and it's like it kind of hinders your ability to see clearly. Because satellites accompany their planetary companion faithfully, they are often seen as a symbol of support and attraction. In Latin, the word satellite means companion, guard, attendant, or follower. Satellites are in perpetual orbit around their larger comrade, tailing its heels, ever present in a team effort. In a reading, the satellite cards symbolize a keen interest in another individual. Romantic or platonic, one may find they are chasing steadfastly after another with inexplicable dedication. A person may be caught in the gravity of another, happy to offer support and companionship. It may manifest itself in a lifelong bond or a closeness that intertwines two worlds. Happiness comes with being able to invest time and energy in the other, and that is enough for the giver to feel connected, safe, and content. Message of peace, hope, optimism. The constellation Columba represents the dove from the biblical story of Noah and the ark. The dove appears as a symbol of peace, tranquility, and hope in many cultures. It represents good news, either through a message of action, writing, or a word of mouth. The card depicts the personification of three important cosmic stars of the Columbia constellation, each representing a significant role in the story. To the left is Gushan, Al-Zaytun, the olive branch, a symbol of rebirth and life. In contrast is Wazin, the weight, to the right, symbolizing the mortality of man. And in the center is Fact, or the dove, signifying the intervention of God and his message. Upright, Columba presents hope. Columba can also represent pacifism in order to promote harmony, messages of diplomacy, benevolence, and kindness. Traditionally, pages in the tarot represent a messenger of the message, influenced by the elemental aspects of the suit. As a water card, Columba speaks of creative message, a virtue, an incredible epiphany, or a blessing which will restore faith, hope, or optimism. Okay, so we read all those. And now let's do Seven of Cups. Venus and Scorpio, attainment, soul work. When the Seven of Cups arrives, you may be experiencing feelings of separation, stagnation, and depression. There is a sense of disconnection and isolation. The soul calls out, but the mind is distracted with desires for material possessions and gain. The heart is left unfulfilled. The grail within feels drained. The emotional reaction is to fill the empty space. Each of us has our own concoction of antidotes to escape pain. No matter what the fix is, it is only temporary. Pacifying your empty heart by checking out with alcohol, drugs, eating, TV, or overworking, or some ways you can dilute yourself from your true purpose. The key to the Seven of Cups is deep soul work, bringing balance to your inner and outer values. Become aware of your conditioning patterns, subconscious, that lead you to the present position. Get in touch with your higher self and reevaluate your values and beliefs. Discover your soul purpose, release unsupported beliefs and patterns, integrate your soul self with the material world, and align with universal law of perpetual transmutation of energy. You have the ability to change conditions in your life by uniting with the higher vibrations of the light. The gift of the Seven of Cups is the focus to bring your creative imagination into reality by having clarity of your true self and soul purpose. Two of Swords, Venus in Libra, policy, personal power and truth. With the Two of Swords journey, you start to search for your true self and personal power. The heart and intellect are trying to find a peaceful balance. So because it's in reverse, it means you are. Things felt in the heart don't always match up with the intellect's vision. When the mind and heart are torn, there is no peace. The physical self goes through the daily motions of life, unsettled. Inner conflict grows, and there is great need to still the body and quiet the mind, allowing the intuitive feelings of the heart to speak its truth over the clamor of the righteous mind. So I'm beginning to think that the karmic lessons that you're currently experiencing, it's either you're currently feeling this or it's like you're going to be going through this. So you're going to have to hold that energy where you see fit. The key to the Two of Swords is learning how to see and judge with the mind while listening to your heart wisdom. So again, this is in reverse. So it's like your karmic lesson is to listen to your heart wisdom and judge with the mind. So it's just a balancing act, which you're able to do. 20, Judgment. A spiritual person is what your karmic lesson is that you're currently going through right now. And if you feel like this is your energy and you feel like you resonate with this reading so far, then you're here watching this because your soul resonates with what I speak about, which just proves that this is your karmic lesson to be a spiritual person. Let's see. The Judgment Key brings a higher level of awareness that resurrects one into a new way of thinking. It is a spiritual rebirth, a spiritual awakening. It represents a time when life becomes fresh again and the burdens or limitations from the past break away, opening one up to the beauty of universal love and freedom. Judgment number is 20, the number of awakening, knowledge, power, mastery, universal service, compassion, completion, and rebirth. You see how they're talking about freedom in this? It's kind of like you don't have freedom in some kind of way in your current life. When the Judgment Key calls to you, it is the voice of the divine speaking to you. Listen closely to the message. A spiritual revelation or an aha moment will be gifted to you. Old ideas or outworn beliefs are transforming into a higher awareness, taking you into a new direction. The path you once followed has dissolved into distant memories. Judgment reminds you that each us take different paths. The paths wind and intertwine through the landscape of life like a river flowing toward the sea of oneness. There are many lessons and detours as one navigates through life. The Judgment Key frees one's mind and heart of false beliefs, bringing clarity and the realization of the oneness of all. There are two kinds of judgments, self-judgment and judgment of others, that can hold you back from being your true self. A lot of one's judgment was ingrained during childhood. Children are sponges learning from their environment, taking in everything around them. They believe what they are told and taught about themselves and others. Humanity encompass many different colors, cultures to the other. I'm sorry, humanity encompass many different colors, cultures, attitudes, and beliefs. What may seem foreign and strange to one is totally normal to the other. Lack of understanding shapes judgment into limited beliefs, but also into misguided truths. The judgment key helps to transform negative judgments and beliefs into wisdom. A judgmental attitude is probably one of the most difficult things to break, cleanse, and heal. Judgment calls you to take responsibility by being aware of your judgmental attitudes and thoughts. It asks you to learn how to transform the parts of the self that work against you and others. It is through self, love, and respect for others that you become a spiritual pilgrim, following the path to self-discovery and awakening. New directions and goals will excite your senses. Your life has a higher purpose. You do not feel isolated or alone. You understand that all humanity is connected and each action one takes affects the whole. Yep. So on that note, that's what I got for you, pile one. And yep. I hope that helps. I hope that resonated with you. And Godspeed. Godspeed. Good luck. Good luck with Saturn. All right. Bye. Ah, shit. No. Stop it. Okay. Let's do this. Pile 2. Current karmic lessons. What? No. Oh, sorry. I scared myself. Oh my God. Okay, I'm done. Okay. Ay. Okay. Okay. Now I'll just start pulling the cards. All right. What is pile 2's karmic lessons? What is pile 2's current karmic lessons? Ooh. Hydras, wisdom, fluidity, awareness. Oh, judgment, Capricornus, prioritization, analyst, practice. Oh my God, what is wrong with me? Practicality. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 8 air, Vulpecula, entrapment, liability, deception. Okay, just one card, please. Knowledge, ethics, integrity. Okay. 1 water. Why is Hydrus here? Why is Hydrus here? Why is Hydrus here? Ooh. Why is Hydrus here? Why is Hydrus here? Why is Hydrus here? Oh, Queen of Swords in reverse. Why is Judgment here? Oh, no, that's way too many. We're getting the 1, please. Oh. No, man. No, I'm taking the Ace of Swords. That's it. I'm not giving me that many cards. Vulpecula. Why is Vulpecula here? Oh, shit. Judgment, the Emperor. Oh. One more. King of Fire. Why is King of Fire here? Why is King of Fire here? Why is King of Fire here? Oh. Wheel of Fortune, the Tower, 4 of Wands. Okay. Why is Hydrus here? Oh. Ships. Why is Judgment here? Why is Judgment here? Why is Judgment here? Okay. Why is Vulpecula here? Ooh. Father. Why is King of Fire here? Ooh. Lessons and blessings. Okay. High pile 2. Okay, so I already flipped the I already flipped the cards. So in regards to the current karmic lessons that you're currently going through in regards to a past life, we got ships. And for a clarifier for that, we got Queen of Swords in reverse. And then we got 1 water, Hydrus, wisdom, fluidity, awareness. We got biblical. For a clarifier, we got Ace of Swords, aha moment. We got a judgment, Capricornus, prioritization, I don't know why I'm pronouncing that wrong. Practicality, analyst. We got father. We got 8 of air, Vulpecula, entrapment, liability, deception, judgment call, the Emperor. Then we got lessons and blessings. King of Fire. I'm not going to pronounce this right. Apucius and serpents. Knowledge, ethics, integrity. Wheel of Fortune. The Tower in reverse and Four of Wands in reverse. Okay, so I'm going to start channeling and see what comes through in regards to your current karmic lessons from a past life that you're going through. What is pile 2 currently learning? Sorry. Seeing. I see that you're currently learning about your commitments, like the things you need to commit, to. Like instability in any kind of way is no longer acceptable. Like structure, it's like mandatory at this point in life. This is a current karmic lesson. I'm seeing not just growth and knowledge, but it's like energetically you radiating this. So it's like this is one of your karmic lessons, is to not only like have some type of intelligence, but in your life, it's like people have to know this as well. It's like part of your thing for some reason. Oh, because whatever it is, this information, this knowledge, it makes it not only is something you're passionate about, but it has to do with a really it gets you going. Like it's it enables you, it makes you, like it drives you to actually act. Like I'm seeing so much light. So inside of you, with this information that you have, this wisdom that either you've gained or you're currently gaining, it like there's this passion inside of you that's growing, and it creates a happiness. And that is definitely one of your karmic lessons. Like they're all intertwined together. Like you're meant to, I'm seeing you and somebody else on a hammock, like just relaxing in so much light, and a tree definitely in the background. So it's like somehow this brings happiness and yet relaxation, which makes me feel like you may have embodied the opposite of these energies. And that's why it's like, it may actually be harder for you to just relax. It may be harder for you to be happy. It may be harder for you to give off, or something about giving off this information that you know. You may be speaking about it, but that may be hard for you because I feel like what's coming through is like, you know, karmic lessons, they're hard. They're supposed to be things you're not, that take you out of your comfort zone. So it's almost like these are the things that are going to be bringing you comfort. So you may actually be someone who's currently uncomfortable, or someone who's always felt uncomfortable. I want to see something. I want to open my eyes. So we saw you relaxing. And I was even thinking stability, a firm foundation with what I saw. What was it? It was the first thing I was like, that screams stability. I forgot what it was. Hydra's wisdom, fluidity, awareness. Yeah, so it's like what I was picking up on was this wisdom, this tree radiating this energy, you giving off, and the water is feeling. So it's like somehow it ignites this thing in you, almost like on your path to light. And because you go on your path to light, it brings you this happiness and stability, and it's like no need for movement. You may have been somebody who was always moving in past lives. Maybe you were somebody who you either maybe physically moved, or it's like you never had a place to call home. Or maybe you never felt like you had your home, because I did see you with a child in a hammock. So maybe you felt like you never got this stability. Look, there's water, movement. This Queen of Swords in reverse. I'm going to put it straight forward. Queen of Swords in reverse. Full moon, Aquarius, water, air, eagle mandala, perception and truth, mother, goddess of air. The Queen of Swords is the celestial queen, channeling pure divine thought and truth. She symbolizes the mother, goddess of purity, light, and divine wisdom. The queen embodies the element of water and air by balancing and integrating fluid, feminine, intuitive wisdom with the airy divine intellect. She expands the energies into intuitive wisdom. Her intellect and perception make her a leader of authenticity and justice for humanity. Gracious and just, she approaches all situations in life prepared with focused authority. Wait, didn't I say that it's like, oh, that's what it was. Oh my God, I forgot the ring. It was so shaky. It was like, I saw you focusing in on a ring. So it was like focusing on commitments, but then it was like shaking. So it's like, there's no more room for instability. It's like one of your karmic lessons. It's like you need structure, you need focus, you need stability. So I feel like that's why I came in reverse. it's because you do have this wisdom, but there's no focused authority, because you were coming through as this mother goddess of purity. You were definitely coming light. There was so much light. Let's see. The Queen of Swords is independent and confident with a photographic memory for details. She symbolizes the ultimate problem solver. The Queen does not recognize excuses or justifications. As a warrior of truth and honesty, she does not tolerate false perceptions in herself or others. She thinks ahead, makes a plan, communicates it, and takes action. With a precise mind and strong will, she cuts through confusion, fear, and doubt. So I feel like it's that stability you're possibly working through right now that may be a bit shaky, or maybe this is something you're about to go through. But it's like, I really feel like this is also why water is coming through big time. It's like you were in that hammock with that child with the tree, relaxed. It's like stability comes in, a structure. Hydrus is a symbol of wisdom, steadiness, and focus. Yep, what did we just say? Snakes in general possess a fluid, elegant form that borders on elemental. Their movement are hypnotic and their sensory abilities are finely tuned. Water snakes, above others of their species, signifies awareness, flexibility, and subtle strength. They navigate the shifting waters of their environment with ease and confidence. The element of water reigns one's emotional and spiritual side, and words connected with the fluid nature of water are used when referring to both. The Hydrus card depicts a water snake that is completely in its element. The lotus flowers surrounding the snake represent purity of body, mind, and spirit. When Hydrus appears in a reading, it references the potential for a person to achieve their own emotional clarity, peace, and security. It is also a card of recognizing one's sensory potential and acknowledging the contribution that each of the 5 senses provides to the enjoyment of life. It is a great time to focus on fulfilling pledges, renewing commitments, acknowledging gratitude, or cultivating mindfulness. Hydrus represents the clarity of mind to see how to promote sensory satisfaction and to begin putting a foundation in place to maintain it. Yep. That is definitely one of your karmic lessons right now, pile 2. Okay, let's go to the next one. I'm gonna start channeling. I just want to get the booklet ready. Oh, excuse me. Oh, good. That's it right there. Okay. All right. So the next one, we got biblical, judgment, and then we got Ace of Swords. So let's see what this is about. What current karmic lesson is pile 2 going through right now? So I'm seeing something that's definitely supposed to be symbolic of a sword, but it's like a candle, and there's a hole in the where the wax is, and it's like something is coming out of it. I feel like it's this is gonna sound so weird, and I really don't know this cartoon at all, but Alvin and the Chipmunks. What? Okay. I feel like I'm seeing a big ass owl look at something from the outside. I feel like it's looking at a dog, but it's like one of those dogs where it's like an attack dog. Looks nice, but I wouldn't fuck with it. Its ears are big and it's definitely listening. It's got something in its ear. What is it? Another thing in its ear and another thing in its ear. So it's like it's almost like you're aware of some type of situation. Oh, so hold on one second. I want to open my eyes. A judgment call. That makes sense with the owl. Wisdom, watching. Prioritization, analyst, practicality. So it's like you were watching, and this is a Ram, or Capricorn, whatever. It's like you were watching this, which was supposed to be like an attack dog, but it was listening to you, but you were aware that it was listening to other things. It's like this aha moment because you have the tools. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, no. This was definitely supposed to be the candle, and there was the hole. And this is where Alvin and the Chipmunks came out. So it's like this is the aha moment. Several energies that you're aware of. You and this person were watching one another. Okay, so let's read what this is about. Capricorn is one of the most ancient constellations. Astronomers from Babylon and Assyria saw Capricorn as a formidable sea goat. Oh, goat. That's funny. Capricorn rules the 10th house, the house of social status. At first glance, class and rank may not seem to be of utmost importance to methodical, rational Capricorn, but they spend a fair amount of time considering the practical side to their place in society. To Capricorn, working toward an impressive title is not about achieving celebrity levels of success, but a marker of progress in Capricorn's shore-rooted journey up the mountain of life. Capricorns aren't interested in keeping things straightforward and simple. They tend to give primary importance to realistic goals and efficient execution. Capricorns are not dreamers, they are planners. They are great at being able to avoid drama and have little to say concerning gossip. While on the surface they may appear unemotional, these people prefer to sort it out internally rather than making a scene. They have a great ability to organize priorities for themselves and others. When the Capricorn card appears in a reading, it's time to set priorities straight. One may want to consider what's actually at the core of their security and happiness. This may mean shedding some of the superfluous tasks or meaningless busy work in favor of a more straightforward plan to pursuing one's goals. So, Okay, let me just, before I give my 2 cents. Ace of Swords. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Winter, the gift of mental clarity. The Ace of Swords brings mental stimulation and expansion of imagination. It is pre-mortal energy of air awakening, inspired thought, and activating the logos of the divine. This ace symbolizes the birth of intellect, bringing rational thought and aligning it with the enlightenment of spiritual awareness. It brings intellect genius, igniting groundbreaking insights in theory of science, art, music, and lifestyle. The brain is enlivened with abstract concepts and inspirations that are directed into greater creations of wonder, advancement, and good. The Ace of Swords blesses one with great imagination, creative and inventive inspiration, bringing magical aha moments. The key to the Ace of Swords is using mental focus, clarity, and direction to achieve your goal. The gift of this ace is inspired intellect. The Ace of Swords penetrates into the deep subconscious of the soul self, bringing its wisdom to the light of consciousness. This ace plants the seeds of fortitude, justice, honesty, and truth. It brings movement and the urgency of putting thoughts and ideas into action. The mind is constantly absorbing information, changing the thought patterns of intellect. The spiritual mind is always on the path of truth. Life challenges the clarity and truth in the mind with distractions and illusions, creating confusion and lack of focus. The ace balances challenges, directing your intellectual conscious back on course. Its gifts of perception, foresight, action, and power cut away the obstacles and fears blocking the focused will. The Ace of Swords represents the concept of mind over matter. So the aha moment, I feel like, is what you're currently learning or you're going to in regards to a judgment call where it's like there's this higher wisdom where you just kind of got to trust what you know because you have the tools within, whether other people agree with you or not. You know, from what I'm seeing, it's like other people have to get insight from other people in order to feel secure. And it's like you were just this owl by yourself, you know? So the sword came out, the three chipmunks, Alvin and the chipmunks, whatever, they had each other. And then this Capricorn was like this attack dog, but had so many people in their ear. It's like you see things from a higher perspective. It's like this aha moment where it's just like, you have to understand that other people may need that in their life and you don't. You get clarity on your own because you have the tools. Some people don't have the tools, so they have other people thinking for them. So what I'm picking up here, because this is past life related, right? You have the tools to think on your own in this life, whereas maybe before, maybe you always had other people thinking for you. Maybe you were always controlled. Maybe you were or are somebody who likes to have people make decisions for them, choices for them, guide them in some type of way. But it's like you're not meant to be that person anymore because you've already been there, done that. You're meant to be somebody who is able to make decisions on their own because of that higher consciousness. You're coming through as an owl. you're not meant to be somebody who has people chirping in their ear. If something somebody's saying doesn't seem practical to you, you're supposed to have a difference of opinion, difference of thought, and be okay with that because you have the tools. What I'm picking up on is a judgment call is currently being made in your life that other people have other people chirping in their ear. So whoever these people are in your life, it could be a friend, family member. It's like when they talk to you, watch you, it's like they can't think for themselves when it comes to you. It's like they have to get the opinions of others. And it's like you're aware of this. And you're meant to be aware of this because you're meant to get this, because this is something that's been happening to you in past lives, where it's like you and other people are just easily controlled by other people. You're meant to break out of that and think for yourself with clarity. Father, Vulpecula, entrapment, liability, deception, a judgment call, the Emperor. Okay, let's see what this is about. I'm seeing a random star, and I'm seeing a door with light under it. Something's coming through under it, kind of like, I'm getting like the Emperor vibe. Like on a throne type of thing, but it's really like a stage. A big dog, it's on a big dog. There's a bow. There's so much light. There's a small dog within the big dog. Okay. And the small dog is darker. So it's like everything's so lit up and bright, except for the small dog inside the big dog. I feel like this small dog is crying or something. And it's slowly turning into, okay, somebody's shadow. I feel like I'm seeing your inner child kiss somebody on the cheek. Okay, this scene changed. I can't help but feel like the two people look like it changed to adults, to like Wayne's World. I hate to say that because I hate that movie. But yeah, that's what it looked like. So I gotta say it. There's something up with like a dark energy and a light energy. Something like energetically punching you in the forehead. A plunger. like it's annoying. Like I'm annoyed just looking at it. And then it's like, I feel like we're seeing table for one or something like that. And there's a big ol' heart in the background. And I feel like I'm seeing like American Idol, like a judge table or something like that. Like somebody's judging this, like a table that's definitely set for two. But I think there's just the one. Yeah. Somebody washing their face. But there's like this big ass hand guiding you with your mouth, your body. Cleaning your teeth. Like taking all the gross shit out. Hold on, I'm gonna look at this for a second. There's somebody guiding. Oh, okay. So your higher self. Okay. So it's like your higher self is currently helping you with a judgment call that needs to be made. Entrapment, liability, deception. With matters based on the heart. That's right. There was ooh, there's the phone, sorry. You were sitting at a table for one. It needs to be a judgment call made. Here's the darker energy, the lighter energy. Darker energy, lighter energy. Father. Emperor. Liability. And there's a cleanup. Okay, so let's read these. So what is the karma you're currently going through with this? Let's see. 8 of air. Entrapment, liability, deception. Oh, wait, I just remembered the plunger on the forehead. Plunging. It was annoying. Was it this? Yeah, I think it was that. Okay. The name Vulpecula translates to little fox. The constellation depicts a fox with a goose in its jaws, a predator running away with its prize. Symbolically, the constellation refers to the presence of someone with deceptive motives. Upright, the positive attributes of the fox are often offset by its cagey nature and self-serving actions. The fox is naturally cunning and sharp and acutely aware of its ability to deceive. After all, it is interested in securing its success, even if it is to the detriment of someone else's. Of course, there are two sides to this, depending on whether a person identifies as predator or prey will change the tone of this card. Regardless, this card indicates suppression, restriction, or manipulation of someone or something. When upright, the predatory nature of this card could manifest in a more social or competitive manner, such as in games, sports, or low-stakes endeavors. Okay. Okay, so that's that card. Let's see. The Emperor. Personal power and leadership. The Emperor is yang energy and is called Father of Civilization. Bringing order and structure to situations that are chaotic and out of balance. He symbolizes the mature masculine and the universal father principle. He is a mediator balancing the forces between the realm of the spirit with the material world. So I feel like this is your higher self, because I saw this bigger person, like kind of bigger hands. Yes, helping you clean up. His number 4 symbolizes form, wholeness, and new beginnings. The number 4 represents aspects in the physical world, directions, 4 seasons, 4 elements, 4 phases of the moon, 4 basic geometric figures, circle, square, line, triangle, and there are many more. 4 represents completion and starting something new from a strong foundation. The Emperor protects his kingdom by creating a strong and solid foundation, a safe, secure place where one can think and balance emotions and thoughts rather than reacting from a survivalist position. The Emperor brings the idea of logos, word, expressing one's inward and outward journeys with language and communication. He has experienced life on many levels: pain, war, hardship, death, spirituality, love, beauty, and prosperity. He has earned his title as the Emperor as he has gained spiritual wisdom and found his personal title as the Emperor as he has gained, as he has gained spiritual wisdom and found his personal power. The Emperor, he rules judiciously with authority, fairness, and courage to move forward for the betterment of all, knowing he serves a higher cause that is beyond him. Personal power, clear judgment, focus, and timing are his tools. The Emperor guides you to find your personal power and leadership abilities. When you are young, your innocence and vulnerability is influenced by the rules and traditions of family structure and society. When you grow older, a personal code begins to develop and your personal power comes into play. As a young adult, you begin question limiting beliefs and patterns that don't fit your principles. By recognizing and living what is true to your heart and soul self, you gain your personal power. The Emperor's yang energy gives you vision and vitality to start new projects or express new ideas. He teaches you how to set boundaries and how to develop your gifts and talents. He shows you how to empower others in a positive way. Okay, so what I'm picking up on is you could be experiencing a karmic lesson with somebody. So a karmic tie with somebody who, lied to you, didn't treat you good. And basically your higher self is, keeping you on that path of staying away from this person, because, they're coming through as this, and, it's just a little fox. And oh my God, I just remembered. What was it? It was a door with light. It was the Emperor, but within the Emperor turned into a big ass dog, and there was a dark dog, right? That's what I said I saw. So it's like your person, well, let's not even call it your person, right? So you're just currently experiencing some type of karmic tie with someone that you lived a past life with, where you're supposed to break the cycle, where this is no longer a thing. So they could have been deceptive to you in the past, and you still stood by their side, and it's like, that can't happen again. So yeah, you may be feeling that person more intensely because it's a karmic tie. When it's a karmic tie, people's egos get triggered, and they like to say, like, people are obsessed with other people, and it's like, if you only understood, like, on a deeper level how spirituality works and karmic lessons, you would actually understand what it is. But, you know, some people just don't, and they rather just live in their own bubble. So what's going on here is that you may be feeling this attachment, but it's because you're meant to learn something from this. And then that attachment goes away once you learn the lesson from this. So you probably had this connection with this person where they controlled you in another life, possibly deceptive in another life. And it's like you're meant to break that cycle. You're meant to have a new beginning, a cleanup. So yeah, that's what I got for you there. Now, what do we got? We got King of Fire, the Wheel of Fortune. These two I'm going to put straight forward just for visuals. The Tower and Four of Wands, aka the 1111 card. And then Lessons and Blessings. Okay, so let's check this out. I'm going to start channeling. I feel like I'm seeing an old ass train come in through the clouds, but it's like an old train station too. There's a bench. It's definitely turned into like a camera lens or something, or an eye. It's an eye. It's turning into yin yang. Yin and yang, the symbol. But the white dot, it's like going around in circles. And oh, Saturn. Oh. Well, this is what we've been discussing. Sorry. Paint it black. Ha! I think of that song from the Rolling Stones. Paint it black. Oh, that could be a message. What are the lyrics? I can't think of it right now. But I'm seeing somebody paint it black. The stars. Seeing a butterfly. Lots of clouds. So seeing through things, a lesson of seeing through. So it's a train station, or it was, so time, waiting. That sucks. Waiting to see clearly, which means the butterflies coming through transformation. So it's like you have to learn about yourself, know thyself, and you'll be able to see clearly. Oh my God. Oh, what else I see? Yin yang, right? It's Saturn. I'm gonna open my eyes for a second. I want to see something. What I say? Time, lessons and blessings. What else did I see? The Tower in reverse. Saturn, the Wheel of Fortune. That makes sense why I saw that. Knowledge, ethics, integrity. Oh my God. Can you shut the fuck up? Oh my God. King of Fire. Not going to pronounce this right. Ophiuchus and serpents are often depicted together in the sky as a man grasping a snake. The man pictured in the Ophiuchus constellation is Asclepius, an ancient skilled healer from Roman mythology. Asclepius discovered the secret to bringing the dead back to life after observing a serpent bringing healing herbs to another. Though Asclepius' curative findings were extraordinary, his efforts to bring his results into mainstream medicine were promptly shut down. Jupiter struck Asclepius. Oh my God, why do they keep repeating it? Asclepius down with a bolt of lightning to prevent him from using his findings to disrupt the natural order of life and death. Asclepius was placed in the heavens to honor the many good deeds had contributed to in his lifetime, though his last efforts seem to be his most controversial. This card references the fragile relationship between knowledge, power, and ethics. Upright, this card references professional or conceptual expertise, integrity, and ethical responsibility, as in science and medicine. A code of ethics assists in providing enterprising or ambitious thinkers with a path for navigating the gray areas of progressive thought. It is a card of caution, careful consideration, and thorough analysis of the boundaries a person can push in the name of progress, all while harnessing the power of personal genius, passion, and innovation. Ooh, that's interesting. I like that. So pile 2, you were painting the sky black. You were painting the sky black. Almost like, so over the stars. It's like integrity is more important. Integrity is more important here. This card references the fragile relationship between knowledge, power, and ethics. Knowledge, power, and ethics. Upright, this card references professional or conceptual expertise, integrity, and ethical responsibility, as in science and medicine. A code of ethics assists in providing enterprising or progressive thought. Let's see what these are. Wheel of Fortune. Cycles of life, destiny, and fate. The Wheel of Fortune represents the ever-changing cycle in one's life. Our lives are in constant motion, revolving around the ups and downs life hands us. No moment ever stays the same. Just as you are getting comfortable, the wheel turns, and you are moving toward another situation. Sometimes good, sometimes not so good. At times you may think that the wheel is stuck behind the bad luck funk has been visiting way too long. One has to remember the Wheel of Fortune is also the karmic wheel of fate. So, on the many multi-levels of lifetimes, one may be paying a bigger bill this time around than another. Eventually, the wheel does shift. Sometimes we just don't recognize it because we are so wound up in what we think should happen. Sorry, I just remembered yin yang. Yin yang. Do I see that? The Wheel of Fortune is the game of life. There are no guarantees. How you play out your fate is up to you. A saying I learned as a child goes, God doesn't give you anything you can't handle. Well, I'm sure that's open for debate, but in truth, we all get dished out things that we don't want to deal with. The lessons we learn from our experiences, mistakes, failures, misfortunes, and victories in life are all gifts we take on our spiritual journey. The Wheel of Fortune's number is 0, the number of completion and rebirth into a new cycle. It symbolizes the portal to a new journey. The Tower. Sudden awakening, but it's in reverse. So when you take a Look at the image of the tower. Your first impression might be yikes. Indeed, the image of the tower looks very troubling, not a pretty picture. When the tower strikes, it is usually totally unexpected and sudden. It creates havoc and chaos. Basically, your world as you know it was changed drastically. The duality of the tower is transformation, enlightenment, clarity, and healing, a rather intense mixed bag of emotions. That's what the tower is about. It throws you into a new reality and into the unknown future without much warning. The tower hits hard and fast, and usually when you least expect it. It can bring incredible loss. It blows the top off anything that is false. The tower's purpose is to wake you up to something you have been missing or ignoring. The tower is number 16, the number of spiritual karmic law. It brings cleansing, rebuilding, and perfection. So it's in reverse. The tower shifts energy, liberating you from any blocks, bringing new awareness and ahas. We must trust that what falls on our path was put there by God, Creator, to learn from. So when the lightning bolt hits your life, remember change was meant to come your way. Stagnation, blocks, restricted attitudes and beliefs, relationships, situations, or jobs, whatever it is, the tower's job is to transform the challenge into something more meaningful and true to you. The tower reawakens your spiritual fire. It leads you back to your authentic self. It is not an easy lesson. Follow the light. It is bright at the end of the tunnel. Be kind to yourself. Sorry, I'm just looking. All right, Four of Wands. Jupiter and Aries, speaking the truth, completion, and celebration. The Four of Wands brings celebration, achievement, and reward. A passion of yours has been realized and you're enjoying the fruits of your labor. You feel joyful, free, energized, and happy. All is well and life is jubilant. So it's in reverse, so it means the opposite of all this. The key to the Four of Wands is taking time out to enjoy your success. Also keeping in mind that planning your next move is crucial to rejuvenate creative energies into future achievements. The gift of the Four of Wands represents prosperity, celebration, contentment, harvest, and harmony. The Four of Wands, let's see, brings movement in new directions. As you enjoy the harvest of your efforts, begin to plan your next step toward the future. With success, you can easily become content with its comfort and security, which can lead to stagnation. To keep the energy moving, the actions of completion and initiation need to keep cycling. So, okay, what I'm picking up on from this last one. So this is Four of Wands is the 1111 card. It came in reverse. We have the Tower card, which it's like it's already accepting something that is, okay? 1111 is not celebrating something. It's like not coming together. The Wheel of Fortune is accepting one's fate. It's karma. Then we got this knowledge. It's like it's almost as if you may have already accepted this and understood this karmic lesson's fate. There could have been a waiting game here, something like that, because I was definitely picking up on time. It was very cloudy, so it's definitely either something you don't understand, are not meant to understand, or, I mean, I could tell you right now, it definitely means you don't understand yourself fully, for this not to be coming through clearly. But what I can tell you is that this is definitely, you know, one of your karmic lessons is there isn't, you were painting the sky black. So when I think of that, I'm thinking end of a chapter. There's no stars in the sky. There's no wishes being fulfilled. There's no wishes to make. Again, this is the 1111 card. It's in reverse. So it's like this could have been a connection with somebody where it's like in past lives where it's just like it just needed to end. You know, like it's just like one of those connections where it's like you've done it so long with somebody where it's like it's either, you know, those can go one of many ways. It's either you need to leave a connection because you guys are too comfortable with one another. And that doesn't just mean like a lover. It could mean a friend. It could mean a family member where you depend way too heavily on somebody. And it's like you gotta just like be on your own, separated from this other person, because it's like maybe this person thinks for you, controls you, whatever. And it's like, you agreed in this life, no more. Like this cannot go on. So this is one of those karmic lessons where it's like, it may be like a duo thing going on where it's like there's clouds during the waiting game because you're also meant to learn about yourself, you know, kind of like duality within this karmic lesson. You know, there's knowledge, ethics, integrity, and time, lessons and blessings. All right, let's read this. I even showed him correctly the spot where Caesar had earlier pitched his tent, said Peyton, but I never made a wrong turn. You see, I had been there before. Singer Rise Stevens had her own deja vu experience while she was performing in Greece. As she was singing Orpheo's aria of lamentation at the foot of Acropolis, the scene bathed in moonlight. She lost all touch with reality and felt herself in ancient Greece, mentally and physically living a former life in which she had acted on that very stage. Later, she wrote about the incident, saying she finished the aria as in a trance and felt prostrate on the body of Eurydice. It took 5 minutes of thunderous applause to bring her back to the present. Reincarnation is the only logical explanation for childhood geniuses like Mozart, who at 5 wrote minutes and by 9 had written sonatas, arias, and symphonies. The less known Tom Wiggins is another example, a blind and autistic child of 19th century Georgian slaves. He could learn in just a few hours skills that other musicians had taken years to master. At 3, Tom could imitate piano pieces he heard being practiced in his slave owner's home. At 8, he began a long career on the concert circuit, where he would perform classics and reproduce any piece of music that a challenger would perform first. In the middle of his performance, he would even turn around, face the audience, and continue playing the piece with his hands behind his back. Unfortunately, Tom's performances were publicized as a kind of freak show, yet his abilities were anything but freakish. As with other child prodigies, the only sensible explanation for his extraordinary talent is that it came from attainment he had earned in past lives. Let's see. So you may experience a lot of deja vu moments where your soul recognizes things that maybe you can't explain. I'm thinking that lessons and blessings, that this not coming together is a lesson. It's like a tower moment being avoided. something you may have thought was an 1111 really wasn't, because it's probably connected to this, and this includes deception. And you have you have the tools to analyze this in a practical way. Yeah, you have awareness, you have wisdom. So yeah, that's what I got for you, pile 2. I feel like your karmic lessons right now is what you're going through, which may be difficult. Looks like structure, stability with that. Knowing that other people, you know, aren't thinking for themselves when it comes to you. It's just like, it's kind of like whispers is like part of your karmic lesson, unfortunately. And it's like you're being asked to like rise above it, because it's like you see what's going on, but it's like you kind of got to feel bad for these people that they don't have a mind of their own. They can't assess judgment on their own. So it's like they have to go to other people. It's like you're stepping into your power, making judgment calls by trusting your higher self and trusting that this wasn't supposed to come together. And then it's like you learned about yourself, or you're in the process of that because it was a bit cloudy during that time of discord, something like that. So yeah, that's what I got for you, pile 2. I hope that helped. I hope that resonated. All right, bye.